typing was. There you go. Now you can hear what I'm throwing down. There's always a learning curve as far as when. That's why we do the pre-show. That would have been a regular show. It would have been dead in the water for a while, right? Well, thank you. Welcome, Danielle, cuz. I said, hello, cousin. That's my cousin, baby. You must be on break, I think. I don't think you have today off. Maybe you do. I don't know. But tonight we're going to talk about what's your joy IQ. Where are you at in your life finding joy? So that's where we're going to talk about that. And maybe some ways that we could strengthen that. Maybe some ways we can get better at that. And maybe a little bit about my haircut. No. As I was saying before, I'm a little bit early tonight because, in fact, I'm an hour and a half early tonight, or a little bit before that even. We're going to the grandsons' recital. Their spring recital is tonight, and so we're going to that, and that's exciting. So we have to make sure we get him there on time, and so he can go warm up and everything. He's if you've watched our watched any of the videos that I've posted and that. He and I went over his song. It's the Tight Pants song. No, I'm kidding. But we did do that. We did work out a routine for the Tight Pants. You know, that's on Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon does that with Will Ferrell and some other people every so often. Well, we got our Tight Pants on. There you go. So, no, he'll be singing with his class tonight. And so that's why I'm on a little bit early. Like I said before, we're going to talk about joy. What's your joy IQ? I was hoping our internet did a little flippity-flop on us today. It never goes out, right? Yes, it does. Internet, TV, we have a provider that always brags about how it never goes out, and the satellite dishes are the ones that go out when it rains and all that, and ours is cable. It's through the ground. It goes out just as much. Excuse me. So we're going to talk about that. But my internet went down today for quite a while, so I was unable to get. I'm going to have a quiz, a joy quiz that is on that you can determine your IQ, your joy IQ. Simple 10-question quiz. I was getting that. I'm so close. Hopefully it's done by tomorrow, and I'll tag that onto the edited version of this. So if you come back tomorrow, you will find the edited version, and hopefully I'll have that all done, and that you can go on there and see what your joy IQ is. That's what we're striving for. What's your joy IQ? Where are you at in your life? We go through phases in that through our life, and we're going to talk about that. And we got about 3.5 minutes we're coming up to where I can clear my throat for 3.5 minutes, and then I can't do that anymore. I got to be all professional once the show starts. So we're looking forward to young Gabriel, singing tonight. He will be doing a couple of numbers with his class. We're unsure of what those numbers are. He is unsure of what those numbers are. He's a good singer, though. He's got very good pitch. Very good pitch for 5-year-old. He's got really good pitch. We just got to get his memorizing down a little bit better for words. He does word association, and so that kind of, it sounds like something else, or it leads him some way. That's not good. So grab your beverage of choice. We're going to get going in about 2.5 minutes from now. So grab your beverage of choice, sit back, and let's talk about joy and creating more joy in our lives. And where is your joy at? And if you have any comments along the way, let me know. Hit me up in the comment section and say, hey, I am perfectly in alignment for joy right now in my life. Or tell me the opposite. Hey, I need some help. We'll see if we can't get a simple half-hour coaching session or something like that to get you back on track. Sometimes that's all it takes is about a half hour, and you kind of go, aha. You know, we all have those aha moments. That's what we strive to do when we do a coaching session with anybody. We strive to get them to that aha moment. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others. And some people like to stay in their rut. Do we know some of those? I do. I love that rut because they have nothing else to complain about. So we will get going in about a minute and a half coming up to. If you have questions along the way too, whether it pertains to tonight's show as far as joy goes or creating joy or where you're at in your joyful adventure, as I say. Life is an adventure, and that's what we're here with, right? So if you have other questions, hit me in the comments section. Hopefully I will be able to see it when it comes up. Coming up on just about a minute left. That's perfect timing. That's so good because then we can get out of here a little bit early to get Gabe to the school on time. So as we count down, tick-tock on the clock, clock. And we'll see where we're at. There we go. 30 seconds to go. Get this party started. You can also, if for some reason you don't like Facebook, you can also go over to YouTube, my YouTube channel. So it's Dave Stelma. So just go to YouTube and punch in Dave Stelma, Stelma, and you will find my channel, and you can watch me over there live also. It's tough to monitor those comments, and as they go, and I'm not good enough to watch all those. So here we go. Welcome everybody to tonight's show. This is all about what's your joy IQ. What's your reaction that you give when someone drives a little too slow in front of you? Do you get all impatient in that, or do you take that as a gratitude moment? What are your gratitude habits that you have? How can you generate more joy in your life? We're going to talk about that and a lot more after the intro. So what's your joy IQ? What's your joy score? How do you rank yourself? Where are you at? If you're on a scale of 1 to 10, would you give yourself a 10? 10 being the best, like I'm the most joyful. I just generate so much in my life. I see nothing but positive. I mean, it's sunny skies forever. Or are you on the other end of the spectrum where everything seems to be against you? We've all had those moments. We're all throughout our lives, it's a roller coaster ride. So you're going to have doubts along the way. Things aren't going quite right. You lose a job. You don't really lose a job. They just don't want you there anymore, right? You go on your merry way. You go to a different job, things of that sort. You lose your job. You lose your income. You might be on the downside, or we have those high moments where we're on the high side of things too. Everything is so good. We meet the love of our life. We're the money's coming in. We should get a bigger house. Things like that. You just feel like everything's on the right track. Checks are constantly coming in the mail. Yeehaw. We've all been there. We've all had those moments in time. And, there's no right or wrong to this. There could be times where you're going to have that, and then there's other times where you're not going to feel so good. You're on the other end of that spectrum. You're down towards a 1 versus a 10. So where are you at right now? If you had to analyze yourself, that's the first thing that I'd like you to do is just analyze yourself. And don't feel bad about it. If you're towards the other end, or if you're more of a 4 or a 5 or something like that, don't feel bad about it. That's realizing where you're at and it's all personal, because a 10 to you could be a 1 to me, or vice versa. You could say, oh, I'm not really getting, I don't have as much money as I want. I don't have, and money's not going to bring you joy, but or maybe you don't have the relationship that you want, you're stuck, you feel stuck. I felt stuck at one point too. And so you just have to, first analyze where you're at, and then let's take some steps forward in that. Where do you want to be? What would make it a 10? If you're a 5, if you're working at a 5 level, what would make it a 10? That's my first question to you. What is the vision that you have that makes it a 10? I don't, and everyone's 10 is going to be different. Your 10 may be totally different than a client of mine or someone else's 10. And so you have to first analyze that, because that's the first thing. And is that a reality that you really want? There's going to be some people here, we're in the springtime. Now we're starting to get a little anxious. I put on some winter weight. We call it winter weight. In Wisconsin, we call it winter weight. I put on weight during the winter months. And so now I'm kind of like, oh, what if I take Gabe to the beach? Ooh, I don't have, I'm heavier than I was. I'm not looking as good. I don't feel as good as I did. So what is that to be? Is that to be that you want to be more healthy, or do you want to lose weight? Because as I said to a client last week, you don't want to just put down there, I want to lose 50 pounds, because that's not really going to bring you joy, is it? It's how you feel about it. And that's really the crux to this. It's a feeling. Joy is a feeling that's inside of you. The easiest way is the first time you're in love, or when you're in love. You feel that just, there's no other feeling like it, right? And that's the same with joy. What joy does to you is if it's that feeling in your heart that resonates out. And that's really where you want to be with this, and with how you feel joy. And so that's the first thing. What makes it resonate within your heart? Okay, so whatever that vision is. So it's not just, if I was 50 pounds lighter, I would feel joy. You're not going to feel joy at 50 pounds lighter. You might feel joy if you could run a 5K, which may in turn make you lose 50 pounds or something like that, or a half marathon or a marathon. Depends on what where you want to go with it. And when that feeling, and I've been there, I'll give you my personal experience for going and running a 5K. The first time I ran a 5K, the exhilaration that's in there, that runner's high that's in there, and you can get it with a 5K just as easy as a marathon. It's going the distance. It's going beyond where you are and your capabilities that you thought you had. Or I should say the incapabilities that you thought you had. And so that's the first thing. What is going to make that feeling resonate in your heart? Okay. And the next aspect to that is you got to take 100% responsibility for that. What's going to resonate in your heart is going to be different than what resonates in my heart, and what activates that, I should say. So what activates that in you is going to be totally different than someone else. So don't worry about what the Joneses are doing next door. Don't worry about what they have. Don't worry about, people there. In different occupations that I have had in my lifetime, I've walked into some people's homes and knowing that they have this facade that they build. Not saying that everyone is this way, but in today's mortgage happy place, I've been into some people that are probably into retirement and put up a big facade, and that supposedly is bringing them joy, that they have this huge house now with a huge mortgage, and they're in their retirement years, and nothing adds up to me on that. So But then eventually that creates stress, which then takes you out of that joy and puts you into a different place. So how do you create gratitude habits? So know that everything you do is 100% your responsibility, okay? So if you generate, hi Ember, how's it going? Hi Katie, how's it going? As you go throughout your day, you have to create gratitude habits. And I'm going to go back to the example I used at the intro, before the intro. When someone's driving really slow in front of me on my way to work, and you're like, oh, I got to get to work. And then you're like, ooh, they're driving, oh my gosh, the speed limit or just a few miles over the speed limit. And then you're like, most people, their reaction is, I got to get to work fast. Why is this person, I got to see if I can pass them. Where can I pass them? Look up ahead. Where can I pass them? I'm going to look farther. It's like, I'm going to take a chance. Oh, there's a car coming, but I can swing out and I can probably get. Maybe a better way to look at that is maybe there's an accident up ahead, or maybe there's a deer that's going to run out in front of me up ahead. Maybe there's something that's more tragic that's going to happen out ahead. And this person in front of me is my angel's way, my higher power's way of preventing me from being involved in that. Could that be a simpler, because we've all done it. We've all gotten to that point, or someone, you're on a highway, a multi-lane highway, and you're driving along and someone, zigzags out or whatever. I'm the first one to just kind of slow up and let them go, go on past me. I'd rather him get the ticket than me if there's a police officer up ahead. Or in the sky above, right? Or I maybe they're going to cause an accident up ahead, and I want to be able to get out of the way so that I'm not the one involved in the accident, someone else is. So I kind of have a different perspective on things when I'm out there, because I give it more. I say a little thing after that, like, oh, thank you. And whatever your higher power is, or whatever your angels are, whatever you feel good and that really resonates joy in your life, I'll say, hey, thanks, angels, for protecting me and protecting my travel today. Let that guy go on by, that guy, gal, let them go by and do what they have to do. I'm not here to cause them any harm, and thank you for delivering me in one piece and safely to my destination. And that's what I think when that happens. And I think that's a better perspective. You can sit there and be angry all you want. You can swear. You can throw up the fingers and all that good stuff. But it's not going to, in the end, what did it do? It did nothing but created stress, anxiety within you. It had no effect on that person going by. It had no effect on the people driving around you. You getting angry, you getting upset, you swearing at them or yelling at them, switch it, flip it around, get an attitude of gratitude in everything that happens. And you'll look, what? The first thing that people will do is once you start doing this attitude of gratitude, the first thing that will happen to you is people around you that you work with, that relatives at wherever you go, they always kind of look at you weird and go, why do you always grin? Why are you always smiling? Why do you always, they all of a sudden you're that positive person that they all gravitate towards, and you'll find this is the really cool thing about it. You'll find that once you get to that point and you do this on a daily basis, that it's just automatic. You're just thankful for just being alive. You're thankful you got a job at this point in time. You may not like the job you're at. You're going to be thankful for that stuff. And once you get to that point, all of a sudden, those negative people just kind of bounce off you. They don't want anything to do with you because it just, boom, It's a negative magnet and a positive magnet. They're gone apart, right? They don't work together. So you'll find that you have less and less of those negative people in your life. Isn't that the best thing in the world? I can't tell you anything better than that when that starts to happen. Hey, Danielle. Thank you. You keep it up. That's my cousin. There you go. So get more gratitude. Just switch it up. It's tough at the first because you get into these habits. It's much easier to go, I hate that, or I hate this, or I hate, or that person is really, but get that attitude of gratitude. I mean, they're in the big picture, they're going to be the people around you are going to be way more thankful for you, and you're going to be thankful for them because you're going to all of a sudden attract better, more positive people into your life. Yes, it goes, hi, Katie. Danielle, yep. It's your creed. I think it runs in our family. I don't know what the deal is, but for the most part. So, next thing we got to talk about. So we're going to do that. So make sure you get an attitude of gratitude and make it your daily habit. Someone cuts you off. Thanks. Have a nice day. Boy, they didn't know that. They didn't expect that. Yeah. So change those habits. Next, how can you do that? What's the best habits to get into? Well, I'll tell you. As you can see by these smiling faces. Don't lie. Yeah. Anyway, so with these, what you want to do is there's some easy ways. There's some easy methods to get yourself into the habit. And it takes a little bit of practice. And that's where I say, give it 30 days. It takes 45 days to really create a habit. That 20-day thing is false. It takes 20 days to break a habit. But you got to replace it. So it takes 45 days to create a habit that's going to be long lasting. So first thing you want to do, a gratitude journal. And every morning you wake up, it can be as simple as, I'm alive. I am thankful to my angels that I'm alive. I'm thankful to my higher power. I'm thankful to my God, that I'm alive. Could be as simple as that to start out with. And then, over time you're going to get bored with that and you're going to be like, oh yeah, well, my heart's still beating. I can still breathe. I can still walk, thankful anybody that's been through surgeries, knee replacement, things like that. It could be as simple as, hey, I'm thankful for the technology today. Can you imagine having those knee problems back in the 70s? If you were that adult in the 70s, there was no knee replacements. There was no, I had a heart valve replaced. So now I have a metal heart valve, keeping me strong, keeping me well. And to think if I was in the 70s, they were just kind of experimenting maybe on that. Definitely in the 60s, I probably wouldn't be here, or I'd be really fatigued. I'd be like, not as fruitful as I am in life, not as energetic as I am, but things like that. So it's be thankful. Just start that attitude, that gratitude journal. So get that attitude of gratitude and put it down. Morning, wake up. Hey, the sun's shining. Hey, it's a cloudy day. Great. I don't feel bad going to work. I feel great going to work on a cloudy day. I don't have to be stuck. I can be stuck in an office. Whatever it is, write it down. Morning and then at night. That's the easiest way. Write that down. And then the next thing I'm going to tell you to do is if you can get into an aspect of meditation. Even if you took 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes is really the best. I'm going to tell you that much. 20 minutes is the best. But if you can write your journal, what you're thankful for, just And it doesn't have to be a lot. It can be one thing one day, and then all of a sudden the next day you could have 12 things. It doesn't matter. But write it down and then meditate. Take a moment and just really let it go and meditate. And if you need help on that, let me know. I can point you in some directions. Otherwise, there's tons of stuff out there. Go on Amazon. I got the old Amazon Prime. You can have it sent, downloaded, and you could be working on it tonight, right? So get that attitude of gratitude and write in that journal and then meditate. Find whether you want to use a tape or whether you just want to, lock yourself in the bathroom for 20 minutes, whatever it takes, so that you can, just be one with yourself. And it's so crazy cool that you do that for 30 days in a row. You're going to keep going on it. I guarantee you. If you do that 30 days in a row, your gratitude is just going to be so huge, and you're going to find so many more positive things being attracted to you. Boom, 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 boom. They just come out of the blue. It's just amazing. There's thousands of examples out there, just tons of examples. And I can give you tons of examples in my life. Once you get that where you're grateful for things, just more things that you're grateful for come into your life. That special someone, just anything, checks in the mail, whatever it is, it just keeps coming, and it's so awesome, terrific. Maybe it's even more, that perfect job comes your way, that perfect job offer. But the other thing is, be open to it, be aware of it, because the more and that's what that gratitude journal does, because the more you write down what you're grateful for, and hey, I had this person contact me today. Like today, the internet was down, so I couldn't do much. So I just grabbed my phone and I went on to a couple of groups and I put out there and said, hey, anybody ever want an interview on my show? Here you go. And I put a link to the show and I said, check it out. And if you want an interview to the show, just let me, ever want to do it, let me know. All of a sudden, bam, I started getting people coming back saying, yeah, I just put out a book. Could I be on your show? Could you interview me on your show? And so you'll see a lot more of that coming in the future too. And it's just amazing because you just take advantage of it. Internet's down. I could sit there and throw things and go, oh, the internet's down. I'm a big baby. But why would I do that? There's an advantage. There's a reason why the internet was down. And maybe that's just so I went on there and did that. And all of a sudden I got people that want to be interviewed on my show. So there's opportunities in everything that happens. And I'm so grateful that happened today, because now all of a sudden I got some more doors opened up for that. So you never know. And it's like, if you just flip it, don't be frustrated by it. There's an advantage to everything. So take whatever comes your way and make it, and take advantage of it. Turn it into a positive. Put the positive spin on it. And like I said before, anybody joining later, if you've seen this in the rebroadcast, and what I do is I edit out in the beginning of the show, before the show starts, I always have to get things warmed up and get Facebook kind of recognizing me and things like that. I'm on for about 10 minutes on the pre-show. So on the show after, so the next day, I'll edit all that out, put in any links, put in all that good stuff, and hopefully I have the quiz, the Joy IQ quiz, up and running by tomorrow, so I can put that link in there. And so that's all gets edited out, so if you come back tomorrow, you'll see all those good things on, all those links and everything will be on there, and they'll all be good on the show that'll be pinned to the top of the page. So I just got to recap, because I got to go pretty soon here, because we're going to the reason why I'm early. And if you like it at this time, let me know, because I can do it earlier than 6:30. Normally I'm on 6:30 on Tuesday nights, and I came on early today, or tonight, depending upon where you're at. I came on early just because the grandson has a recital tonight, or a concert, or spring concert, or whatever. He's 5, and he's in kindergarten, and it's first real one. So he'll be singing a few songs with his class. So I came on early so that we could go and check that out, and I'll probably brag a little bit and put some videos on the channel here too. So, and if you haven't met Gabe, usually I put him on some videos on here too. So scroll down through some of those, or check out the YouTube channel. There's probably a couple of them on there too of us being kind of goofy. And but go out, attitude of gratitude. Love those kids, love everything. That's a good point right there. Hey, you could either be the kids are annoying or the kids are your blessing, right? And those that relish those children and go, these kids are my blessing, those parents usually have great kids. Just saying. So get out there, gratitude journal, meditate right after. Is the best time to do that because things will come to you. Hi, Aunt Gloria. Do those things, and then come on to the website or come back here, and I'll have the Joy IQ up and running by tomorrow. Hopefully, cross your fingers. I'll have to work on that after we get done with the concert. And you can take that quiz and see where you're at. You know, you could be, like I said earlier in the show, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, you might be at a 10 already. Help others if you are. You're 1, helping them by being a role model, and 2, help them by just, reaching out, just saying, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Sometimes it's just not their journey. It's just not part of their journey to be joyful. Sometimes they like the whole complaining thing. So that's okay. Then walk on by. They're not one of your tribe. Let them go, and just note that, and you can always be there for them later. Maybe it's not part of their journey right now, but so gratitude journal, meditate after that for 30 days minimum, and then come back to the page and tell me, or along the way, tell me as things come up. Shoot me a comment or a message and let me know how it's working out for you. Till next week, I'll be back here next week, Tuesday. Hey, and also leave me a comment. If you like this at an earlier time, let me know. I'll come on earlier. Normally I'm at 6:30, like I said. But until next week, I will see you later, and have a great week. Keep those start those journals going. If you're already doing a journal, top it off with some meditation, and watch things just blossom in your life. Till next week, bye-bye. See you later. Thanks for the love. Bye-bye.